Like, Thor is a 5,000-year-old god, right? Who is competent beyond all means. And we've even seen him grow in his story arc from the first one and the second one, right? And as soon as he meets a Valkyrie, someone that he would have known about, someone that he would have been raised learning about, he immediately turns into, you know, ally dude bro. And it felt so forced. To me, it was just ridiculous, because it's not like he wouldn't have known about them or known everything about them. Can you wear 2 of those? I bet you can't. No. You know, they used to have a +1. Ah, Spider-Man's. Yeah, I know. I haven't seen the Spider-Man movies either. That might be why. Because I didn't really care. Because it's just it's similar to what you said. They keep remaking the damn things, and it just made me stop caring. You know, I kind of liked the movies that were made back in the day. I never saw the remakes. Because I was like, why? And they didn't look nearly as good, and the reviews were bad, and so I was like, yeah, no. And then on top of that, and then the new ones, it's like he's like 16 and he gets an Iron Man suit. It's part of the MCU, and that's cool and all. I had stopped caring by that point. Too much BS around it, I guess, for me. It feels like. So I definitely understand it, and I'm pretty sure it's all gonna fall apart after Endgame. Endgame is gonna be the last one, and it's gonna be dead after that. As far as, you know, like people like you and I are concerned, it does not open from this side. What? What? What's that say? Lies within the belly. Okay. What? What do you mean I can't go that way? It's BS. It's BS. Come on. Ugh, I hate the roll. It doesn't do it justice. That does, though. That really does. Oh, man, that felt good. Oh, and we get to fight rats now. Okay. Yeah, we gotta go this way to get the, shortcut. Yeah, I agree. I agree. They did a really good job with the whole story arc. I agree with you that it is time that it ends. And the fact that with the whole Black Panther nonsense, the remake of the Spider-Mans, like you said, it's not the same MCU that it was when they were making Captain America movies and Iron Man movies, trying to world build. And they forgot that they're still world building and developing characters. And to make the one reason Thor Ragnarok really got to me is because they made Thor an incompetent buffoon to make the Valkyrie look better, when they could have just made her awesome to begin with, because she's a frickin' Asgardian Valkyrie and Thor is her prince. You know what I'm saying? It's just they just dropped the ball on that whole thing because of frickin' gender politic nonsense, and it's just ridiculous. And then Black Panther did the same thing, but in a different way, and it just turned me off immediately. Because if you as a corporation take sides in that nonsense, then I just don't want nothing to do with you. Don't want nothing to do with you. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. It does look rushed and cringy. That's the way I felt about it too. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and rest. But yeah, Captain Marvel did feel kind of rushed and cringy too. It's not just that. It's one of the reasons DC failed so bad is because when they made a Captain America movie, or excuse me, when they started the MCU, oh yeah, this guy. When they started the MCU, they built Captain America, Iron Man up in their own individual ways, and then over time, they combined them together, had them do all kinds of really cool stuff, built up the world, scaled the power properly. With DC, they tried to make one movie, and that was it. They wanted to make Batman versus Superman and just get it started, without considering. Yeah, there you go, boy. I'm gonna put you down. Oh no. Ugh. Sorry about that. Okay. So DC failed because they tried to do Batman versus Superman, and basically they tried to do everything in one movie rather than get the build up. They didn't do a full remake of Superman. Well, actually, they did do a full remake of Superman, which I actually liked it because it was like a Christ kind of thing, which a lot of people didn't like, but you know, they can do whatever. But they didn't build Batman, they didn't build Flash, they didn't build any of these other characters other than Wonder Woman, and they didn't really do a good job in building them enough before they tried to do Batman versus Superman. You know, they had done like 4 years worth of world building, while the MCU did like almost 10 before they really got the full universe and story laid out. And there's no real background story with the DC universe either. Yeah, it was. I liked it because I like Batman and I like Superman. And Ben Affleck was not the worst Batman I'd ever seen. In fact, it was quite good for what it was. But the problem is that when you have bad writing and directing, and it wasn't bad. It was just, it felt like they were trying too hard. And I listened to a review that basically said that the person who directed Batman vs Superman was obsessed with moments. So they wanted to create these amazing emotional moments that the viewer would experience, but he never earned. Oh crap! Ha! They never earned it, and they didn't earn the way they explained it is they didn't earn that by building up the scenes and building up the characters in the scenes in between. They just kind of moved from one thing to the next. Ugh. Pretty much. Oh. Yeah, sit down. Instead of actually like building out the world and doing all that stuff, so they failed in so many ways. And you're right. The Superman and Batman, my mom's name thing, yeah, that was... When that happened in the movie, I was confused. I was like, wait, what? What happened? Like, I actually thought that that Batman was gonna kill Superman, like stick that kryptonite thing in him, and like he was gonna look dead, and then he was gonna, doomsday and all this other stuff, and then he was gonna go pull the kryptonite out of him and like give him CPR or something and do something, anything, doesn't matter. But no, Martha. And let's just be real. I hate to say it, but we all know Superman. We know Superman. And he would not let Lex Luthor use his mother against him. I just don't believe that's possible. I know he's the super goody two shoes and all that, but innocents that are not his family, he would not risk. But I don't know. It felt really bad to me. It was like really contrived almost. Oh, he found out who Superman was because he didn't do his secret identity. Yeah, Wonder Woman was really good. It's actually the best in the entire series. And the biggest thing I like about it is they didn't have to make every man around her incompetent as all get out to make her a good character, because they wrote her well instead of doing dumb shit. Because who is it? The new Captain Kirk was in that movie, and he was really good in that movie. And it showed her to be vulnerable in the new culture of of Western culture, you know, because she's walking around with like a sword in battle armor that looks like a freaking bikini in the middle of like 19th century England. And it was ridiculous. Everything about it was ridiculous, and it made sense for her character, and that's why it was so good. That's why it was such a good moment and so many good scenes in that part of the movie, was because she was so out of place and everybody could see it. And it showed the true strength of her character when she was able to just overcome it. You know, and instead of letting it get her down, instead of, you know, oh, woe is me, you wouldn't expect that from Wonder Woman anyway, but, you know. Aha, yes, these dude bros. Dude bros. There we go. Is that the only one? Yeah. Ah, crap. Just doesn't have as much reach as it's one of my favorite superhero movies. Oh, that's great. Yeah, Wonder Woman, yeah, it was really good. And like I said, it showed how vulnerable she was. And there were many parts of that movie that were really good. Like when she charges the front lines with her braces to block the bullets. As someone who's been in the military, that means something. It really does. It was a very powerful moment in that movie. Alright, there we go. Is there any more you bastards in here? No? Whee! Okay. Charcoal pine resin. Yeah, it is. When Christopher Pine dies at the end. I think that's the actor's name. I can't remember. But yeah, when he dies at the end. Spoilers for anybody. I'm sorry. Whoops. Yeah, you did. You really did. Because he wasn't an incompetent buffoon. He was a competent soldier. And he had friends that he cared about. And they even brought up the whole dynamic of the Indians and of the Native American Indians and the American whites. And it was a really good way to do it, in my opinion. They did a really good job with it. Because it wasn't forced. It felt real. It felt real. Because it was through personal experience and something that wasn't completely out of bounds. Excuse me. That cough. Alright, there we go. I think that's about it. Yeah, we made our way all the way back. So, I think... Oh, there's more. Isn't there? That was funny. You know, I wonder if the Claymore would be one-shotting these guys. I don't know. I think we can go back now. We have enough to level? Yes, we do. By 500. I think we're going to do that. Yep. Shrine. Yes. So, Sigmar is now gone. Now I have to meet him somewhere else. But I don't remember where. Suicide Squad is one of those movies that was... It's quintessentially a DC movie because of how bad it was made. They tried to make it a buddy movie with evil characters, but did not spend the time to build those characters. I think that was really the problem. And if they really wanted to do something like the MCU, they should have planned it so much better. Like, they didn't have to give each individual a movie, but they could have done like an anthology type movie where it's like several 30 to 40 minute, or a couple 30-40 minute stories that detail two bad guys or two heroes or whatever, you know, just anything like that. And they just, like I said, they just decided to cram it all into the same thing, and it just blah.
Welcome
Blah. Level up. Oh yeah, I'll touch your darkness, darling. Think we're gonna go for more endurance. Excuse me.
Farewell, Ashen.
All right. And Thief Bro and Pyromancer Bro are both here. Yes.
Oh, there you
Oh,
are,
and I also need to go back
one.
to the
I
tower.
wish to express my gratitude.
Yes, I do.
For as promised, I will impart. But first, you need
Okay, thank you.
careful, Ludo.
Don't burn myself with it. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Suicide Squad definitely needed way more backstory. I like the way they tried to do it, but I think it had two really big problems. They tried to go too fast and too hard with the bonding, when they really should have barely bonded in the movie at all and should have just earned a slight grudging respect. But they tried to go too friendly too fast, on top of the fact that they made excuse me, I should be playing while I'm talking. Sorry. By the fact that they made what was I going to say? That they made Harley Quinn such a ridiculously overpowered badass for what she is, because she is a lily little white girl that is short and is a PhD psychiatrist, whichever. So one, she's probably not been very athletic all her life. I wonder if I should give him the bone.
Do me a favor and don't give this ring to old Loretta. A nuisance, I know.
Because I know he goes into, like, shock if I don't give it to him. Or if I give it to him. Thief Mask. What does this do? Muffle the voice and go by the cover of darkness. He sells embers. That's about it. And then, so she was ridiculously overpowered, especially in the elevator scene. I mean, she is a little woman, and she was throwing dudes around that were twice her size. And I mean, that's fine if your character has superpowers or any of that other nonsense. All right, whatever. Ooh, I can do that again? Ooh, I don't know about all that.
Then shall we begin, Bearer?
Oh, no, we're not going to do that again. Purchase item, here we go.
Be safe, champion of Act.
Yeah. She almost turned her back on him. I know it. I don't mind that they tried to make her own character. What I minded was the fact that she's a little, like, the reason Black Widow can beat up all these dudes is because she's a trained assassin that is, like, super agile and has all kinds of gadgets to help her and is very meticulous in her fighting. You can tell by the way they write her and the way they do her choreography. But the way Harley Quinn does it, I mean, she's a PhD psychologist who decided to pick up a bat one day and now can take out an entire elevator